Whoa, whoa, whoa. What up, folks? What up, what up, what up, what up? Yak Chicago's finest, man. Yak Chicago's finest. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this started, man. I had a little something on the brain today, man. And, shit, man. The things that was going on when I was a shorty coming up, seem like those same things still going on today. Let's figure this shit out why it's going like that. Let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa. What up, folks? What up, what up, what up, what up? Like, subscribe, and share, folks. Like, subscribe, and share. Yak Chicago's finest, baby, baby, baby. Man, I hope everybody having a good one, man. I'm feeling pretty good today. Had some things on my mind, man, and I was talking to one of my peoples, man, that just made it home. And we was conversing, man, and just talking about the trials and tribulations that we all went through when we was coming up, the reason why he started doing the shit he wound up going to prison for. And it's like, man, we none of us ever thought that type of shit was wrong. None of us ever thought we was, you know what I mean? We always assumed and just convinced ourselves that the risk was better than you know what I mean, was worth the reward, and it really wasn't, man. So I'm like, man, I just wanted to talk about this shit. It's like, man, because you know what I mean, this fly across the board to pretty much everybody, man. Like when I was coming up, I came up in the projects, I came up in the hood, man, and it was like, wasn't a whole lot of money circulating through my household. My mom, she did a hell of a job, the best that she could, under the circumstances that she was presented with, under the circumstances that she was put in, to try to, you know what I mean, raise us boys and, man, do whatever she could do to take care of us, man. She always provided food on the table. She always provided clothes on our back. You know what I mean? They might not have been the name brand clothes. They might have been the Payless tennis shoes, the Payless gym shoes, but she always did what the fuck she could do. You know what I mean? To try to provide, man, feed, clothe, and put a roof over our head, even though it might have been in the projects, even though, man, it might have been no name brands on the gear. The tennis shoes was Payless, or some of them shits had the plastic strap where they was hanging together out the basket in the fucking grocery store. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what it was, man. But Mom Dukes, that's what she knew how to do. That's how all she knew was to take care of her babies, man. So, but the sad part is when we coming up, we looked at as a lame if you don't have a certain car, if you're not wearing jewelry, if you're not wearing a certain name brand, if you wasn't wearing the Jordans, if you wasn't wearing, you know what I'm saying? We was looked at as bummy ass lames, you know? And that's messed up. But that's the pressure as a young black man, coming up in the ghetto, coming up in the projects. Those are that's the pressure we put up under, and that's the pressure we put under each other. Like we have to live up to these certain criteria to be considered down, to be considered one of the real ones, to be considered somebody that's respected. And it's like, man, the ladies didn't give you no action if you wasn't driving. If you didn't have especially when them motherfucking mic came out, man, in 1985, when them Jordans dropped, the red, black, and white ones and the red and black ones, if you didn't have a fucking pair of those, man, you was a nobody. You was a nobody. So that put a lot of pressure on a lot of us, man. So we felt as though we had to get out there and, man, take an illegal risk, putting our life and our freedom on the line just to try to navigate through our own community and feel like we was somebody. You know what I'm saying? The pressure that was put on us, and it was bullshit, because that's all we saw on the televisions. Once the rappers start making it, you know what I mean? That's all we saw. That's all. You either gonna be a basketball player or a rapper. You possibly could have been a DJ, but DJs wasn't on no money, and that's all we saw as success. That's what we saw as being successful. We never thought about being a doctor. We never thought about being a police officer. We never thought about being a corrections officer. We never thought about being an engineer. That shit was so far-fetched where it didn't even exist in our brain waves. I'm gonna say, when I say we, I'm saying for myself and the community that I was raised up in, nobody that I was affiliated with or attached to had those type of dreams, had those type of aspirations, had those type of goals where we felt as though we knew from the start, this is what I'm gonna be. You know what I mean? That wasn't even a thought, that wasn't a conversation, we didn't have nobody that just leapfrog in front of us as a leader to make us feel like this is what we should be doing. The leaders in our community, man, the community I came from, it was niggas selling dope, niggas selling coke, niggas gang banging, getting a position in these organizations, man, where, excuse me, because if you got a position in these organizations, that means you was getting a couple blocks, this amount of blocks, this area. If you was a region, you was getting this area where you run it, you get a percentage of all the drugs that's being made. You the man. You driving all the caddies, all the cutlasses, all the Regals. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, man, those was our heroes, which is some fucked up shit, which is a messed up way to think, which is a messed up way to have that type of pressure on young black men, man, and you see it now. You come on YouTube, and you see how many channels his brothers my age and a little bit under, and some a little bit older, that the highlight of their life was going to jail, and they telling their story on here, and they are flourishing by telling those trials, tribulations, and man, straight up hell, living in hell for real, man. It's like, man, and it's crazy because today, the number one goal of most of these young black men, man, is to be a rapper. Because what you see, man, on a young rapper, man, but now it's more opportunities on these little webs and shit to pretty much dictate your own pace, your own chance of making some money. So it's a little bit better, but the mentality of success is still the same. And it's like, man, a lot of us brothers is like, man, lost. And I still don't see it on here. We still don't see nobody promoting, man, go to school, go get a degree, go get a, you know what I'm saying? That's the furthest thing that we highlight on our pages in our community still to this day. And it's 2020 fucking 3. And it's like, man, we in this bubble. Black men in this bubble, man. And it's like, man, I'm talking to my road dog, man. It's like he did all this time and had a very short, minute run at what's so-called success to us. He balled for a hot lit a couple summers, and now the nigga coming home at 50. What's that shit worth it, man? Like, hell to the no. You know what I'm saying? But those was that's the only aspirations we had. That's the only thing we had to look at as being successful, making it. And now it's trickled down the same way. But now it's the hip hop, it's the rap. You know what I mean? Shorties want to be rappers. That's all you hear, man. I wanna be like Young Boy, man. I wanna be like the Baby. And it's like, man, nobody goes to school, man. No, and the sad part is, high school diploma means nothing now. You have to have a degree, period. You have to get some college up under your belt to even think about getting a good paying job where you can really provide and protect and buy a home, 2-car garage, 2 cars, send your kids to school properly, send them off to college. Man, you have to put some credentials up under your belt. And that's the furthest thing from that we're promoting it still to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, when do we change this shit? And when do some of us brothers that decide to make it, when we do make it, reach back and show these brothers something? Man, we need some guys, man, to step up and be role models at some point, man. You know what I mean? I didn't have no. But let me change that. I had one role model. That was Quinn Troy Harrell. He was the wrestling coach at Cooper Park on 150th in Cooper, Harvey, Illinois, man. That was about the biggest role model I had outside of my stepdad. You know what I mean? My stepdad was a hardworking man, but he was, you know what I mean? Not to be funny, but no education there. All they knew was to tell us we got to go to school, but it was no kind of plan. Go to school, then do what? You know what I'm saying? All we knew, we would drill, go to school to figure out how to get in somewhere to work hard for your entire life for somebody else. And it's a few of us that get that push down our throat, but the majority, school's not even a priority in the entire family because most of the families hooked on drugs. Most of the families didn't finish school they damn self. Most of the family was hustlers, drug dealers, murderers, nigga shit. That's what we know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I'm talking to my dog, man. It's like nothing's really changed. The only thing that changed is the times are a whole lot faster. The night comes so much fucking quicker. And it's easier to sell some poison in our community than it was before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you still know no goal-driven young men out here and young women, man, to just, man, have something to look up to praise, man. And it's like, man, it's sad. I just think about shit like this. I know topics like this don't get no whole lot of traction, but man, I really don't get no fuck. You know, my channel will live different. Probably gonna always stay a little different because, man, I'm just gonna do me on here. You know what I mean? And this shit that I talk about, man, in my real time, this stuff I'm concerned about in my real time, because, man, it's like this shit got to be talked about. This stuff have to be discussed. And it's like, man, I was one of those myself. I chased hip hop. That was my first love. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a rapper, man. And I perfected that craft before I perfected trying to get a degree. Before I perfected trying to get that high school diploma before I perfected trying to figure out what it really took or what it really meant to be a stand-up, successful man in my community. That was the furthest thing I was thinking about. That was the furthest thing from the truth. That was the furthest thing I even seen. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't see enough of that. Because we're taught a hardworking man with a career is looked at as a lame, looked at as a sucker, looked at as a nobody. A hardworking man get up, go to work every morning, come in, it's dust night outside. He gets no respect in our communities, man, and that shit is sad. But you'll see the little nigga that got the exotic car, got the exotic jewelry, got the exotic female, got the exotic drugs. He looked at as the man. And man, we still mind fucked around here, man. And we doing it to the next generation, or to the next generation, to the next generation, and so on and so on. So it's like, man, we have to. Where do we start to change this? We as a people still trying to figure it out, right? We as a people still trying to figure it out, but it's like, man, it's not a set answer. But what I tell the shorties, I tell you, man, stay your little ass to school. Ain't nothing out here but death or killing. If you run in these streets, you're gonna run into death or killing, especially in today's mentality of these young men. You know what I mean? You're gonna either get violated or have to be the violator. That's how it's set up. That's how it's drilled into our shorties' heads. That's how it's promoted. You know what I mean? The drill music, man, you better be a stepper. If you're a stepper that'll knock one of your own people head back, you have a very high probability of being a successful drill rapper today, and they making a couple of dollars. But is that what we really need to be out here promoting to say we successful as Black men in our community? You got to be a drill rapper that's willing to kill, talk about killing, go kill, and then violate the family of the members that you killed. That shit don't sound, you know what I mean? That don't sound successful to me. You know, that don't sound like success. It just don't. You know, so it's like, man, I think outside of the box, I guess. You know what I mean? So, and that's probably why my channel is, I'm at a level where my growth is gradual, but it's going to stay that way because I refuse to get on here and just do anything, man. I've always been a little different. Always been me, you know what I'm saying? I've always been a straight shooter. I don't lie to myself, and I damn sure ain't gonna lie to nobody that's standing across from me. Cause man, for what? You know what I mean? Why fool yourself? Why try to fool another man? The blind man shuffle is still in effect. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to use that shit, man. Cause my platform is for my story. Cause man, I am one of those. I could be considered a success story from a young man out of Chicago off 35th Estate, out of the projects, with the conditions that was presented to me, with the conditions that was laid out, and the road that I had to take to wind up where I'm at today. You know what I mean? I would be considered a Chicago success story, but I ain't doing enough of I don't tell enough of the bullshit that got me here. So I guess that's why, you know, it's a cap on, you know, how successful my talking to be. But it don't bother me, man. This is therapy. And if I get to one arm, man, that, you know, it's all good. Because in real life, in real time, the people that know me, the people that see me, the people that's going to always salute me and respect me, know what my purpose is, man. They know what I've never been the one to brag about the huff ass shit I did in the streets, man, and I ain't proud of a lot of shit I've done. I'm not ashamed of it, but that's not what I'm going to be out here promoting as something the next little shorty should be trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my shit going to always be until the YouTube streets become some reality, real. Let's figure out how we need to transition this shit into the community to make a change. My shit gonna be pretty much, I have a certain amount of people that come and rock out, and that's cool with me, man, because it's therapy. But it's like, man, I have a track record to show. I was successful in the street shit. I was successful in the gang banging. I was successful in the hustling. I was successful in staying out of prison. And right now I'm successful as a stand-up, honorable, protecting ass husband that takes care of his household. And right now me and my wife are starting our own business so we can pass on down to this fucking family tree that we have to, I repeat, we have to protect, show, and guide how to keep growing for the next generation on this fucking tree, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's like, it's just, shit is crazy to me, man, because we still going through the cycle of the black man in our community. What do we consider being a win? What do we consider being a successful brother? What do we consider being an honorable brother, for real, man? Because it's like we praise and promote and swing off sucker shit, sucker dudes nuts as being the man and successful, and I don't feel as though some shit is success to me. You know what I mean? That's just me, though, you know? So it's like, man, we gotta start bringing some real attention to certain stuff. We gotta start bringing certain stuff to light. We gotta start talking about certain things, and we gotta start telling, man, that's some bullshit. I'm not gonna listen to that. I don't want to hear you sit here telling me and the world that you gotta go do 20 years, you gotta go do cuttings, you gotta go, you know what I'm saying, be a shooter. You got, man, no the fuck you don't. I don't feel as though that ain't a successful fucking way for me. You know what I mean? The bumps I went into the road, man, I wouldn't put those or wish those on nobody, man. And I don't feel as though I had to get on here and highlight and stick my chest out like that was some shit I should be glorious, like that's a glorious story and shit, like that was a glorious way to do it. That was a, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, we got to get past that and get back to reality, man. Have a soul, for real, man. They teaching us not to be soulless, to be heartless. That's successful. That's how a black man gets successful nowadays. You have to have a no heart and no fucking soul. You can't be spiritual. You know what I mean? Not religious, spiritual. Or you gonna be looked at as a clown. You're gonna be looked at as a sucker. And you're gonna be looked at, and something wrong with that nigga. But they think right is wrong, wrong is right nowadays. You feel me? So it's like, man, I just wanted to, man, get on here, man. Brothers and sisters that's on here being creators, get your money. Now, I never tell you not to get your bread, because I'm a damn sure get mine. Get your money, man. Figure it out. What works for you, man. But when you're sitting by yourself like I am right now, ask yourself what really counts, man. Is what you're doing really some shit you proud of, and is you proud of what's coming up out of your mouth? Because anything I say, I'm willing to stand on it. Anything I say, I believe it, and it's factual, and it's true, and I mean it. And man, I'm willing to repeat that shit in front of my mama, my grandmama, my grandbabies, and the fucking president of the United States if I have to, because man, that's how I feel, you dig? Can everybody say that? I doubt it. But man, just something for everybody to think about, man. Are you living how you really want to be living? Are you promoting how you really want to be promoted? Are you telling the world the story about you that you really want them to fucking hear? Something to think about, you dig? That's just how I was feeling today, man. The wifey about to be here, man. We about to, just do us, man. I'm in the process of moving and shit, man. So I just had a little something on the brain, man, because I think outside the box sometimes, but it's all good, man. But everybody, man, keep doing what y'all do, man. You like it, I love it. But man, I can't fall down to certain criteria that don't work for me. That's just me, Jack Chicago's finest. And I'm always be me, you know. You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta respect it. But you damn sure won't disrespect it. You dig? So, man, holla back, folks. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. I'll get back to some, some regular scheduled program now, all right? Holla back at your boy. We out. Deuces, deuces, deuces. People like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Jack, Chicago's finest, man. Nothing but the real, That's all I know how to do.